Hey cousins, it's your favorite insurance cousin, and I am just back with the story time or whatever you may want to call it. So, remember the time that when I told you guys that State Farm made some changes to their homeowners policies, and some of the changes people were not aware. It was different exclusions and things like that. So, one of the changes were if, say, for instance, you had a clog in your pipe or whatever, right? And they needed to open up, and if the clog isn't right there, as soon as they open it up, then it's not covered. If it's further up the line, they won't cover it. They only will cover it if it's right there. Well, when I come on here and I give you guys little, I guess you want to call them gems or tidbits, just to tell you to be looking out for your policy. Sometimes your agent may, and sometimes they may not even know. Well, I get a lot of agents that's like, you don't know that, you shouldn't do this. They don't like when I tell you guys that if you need a public adjuster, get a public adjuster. Now, keep in mind, I've been doing insurance for 20 years. So, with that being said, I've seen a lot. I've written business for a lot of heavy hitters, the AAAs, the State Farms, the Allstates. I've been appointed by all of these companies, and I pretty much understand their underwriting process. And I understand how a captive agent would think versus an independent agent. Because remember, I told you guys, captive agents, they pretty much it's their own, but they pretty much work for the company. In other words, if they choose to say, no, I don't want to be in this business no more, then they don't get to pass it down to their children or anything like that. It just will just go to the next agent that's in line. They don't technically own their book. Well, with an independent agent, I can still sell my book, but if I wanted to pass it down to generations in my kids, so if my daughter or my son chose to become insurance agents, they can now take on my book. You can't do that with a captive agent. And normally, when you're with a captive agent, your contract states that you have to bring in so many premium dollars per year. So trust me, usually when it gets to be around this time at the end of the month, they scrambling for life policies or whatever, trying to meet that quota. Captive agents, that's just how it works for them. Independents, not so much. That's why you can go to a Look or a LA or Jones Smith agency or whatever, and it's in a little smaller building and you don't see so much action going on. And that's because they can run their business how they choose. I'm not saying that the carriers that they're appointed with don't require for them to meet certain quotas, but it's not like where you're captive. Anyway, so let me get back to it. So I used to feel the same way. Like, no, you don't need a public adjuster if you don't. Why? The insurance company, they got you. I used to feel that way too, but that's not always the case. And the agent doesn't have any say so in the claim. They only come to the agent when it's going to special investigations unit and they have questions. How is it this person? Otherwise, the agent has no clue. And usually they don't really know if anything has really changed. So I had this agent that was all up in my inbox telling me I was wrong and this and that. And I don't tell you guys anything that's not wrong. Anybody that do business with me, I'm going to tell you the up and up and tell you how it should be done. Now you choose how you want it to be done. Now it's a whole bunch of new adjusters. It's a whole bunch of new claims rep, insurance reps. They all just now getting into the game. Some of it only just getting into it for the money. Go look it up. Geico just laid off like over 100 people. Go look that up. That just hit business news today. With that being said, them new people that they're gonna replace them with, you think they really gonna know the game? So anyway, he was upset telling me that how I go, him, he, she, her, them, they, because I don't want to put nobody on blast. But anyway, let me get to the good part. So he was upset, very upset, like you shouldn't do that. No, until he had his own claim. So who inbox do you think he is in asking for a public adjuster? Because he was played on his claim and he and she and them and they knew that that's not how it's supposed to be. No, Mr. He, him, she, they, you was all up in my telling me no what I shouldn't do. But now that it's your claim, you got a problem with it. Oh, what should I do? How does that a public adjuster work? But come on over here. Cousin Quan gonna help you out. Because this is just how it is. If you need a public adjuster, get you a public adjuster. Now, it is what it is. So, but let me tell you what popped up in Cousin Quan's mailbox. Y'all see that? It's cute though. Tell me what y'all think. Y'all have a good one, cousins. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.